It's all about the Morning Meds Bridge Nation, where we have conversations on topics that moves the social, entertainment, and community gauge in a positive direction. I don't know, Bridge Nation, we hope that at the end of the reasoning, we'll leave you with something worth meditating or medsing. And today we're in conversation with Joel Nomdarkham, who is a strategic marketing expert known for his innovative approach to personal brand building and corporate marketing. Joel is also the founder of BKR Collective, Big Up the Black Kings, which creates content around men and education, mental health, and family values with the aim of promoting positive social change in these areas. And Ruddy, guess what we are amidst today? We were a part of it, Ruddy.
Okay, reading
We're
and
about
reasoning.
we're going to talk about the recently concluded Reading and Reasoning Initiative. Now, just a little background info. Throughout the past year, Reading and Reasoning actively engaged with 18 schools, fostering an inclusive approach to education by providing immersive sessions designed to enhance a love for reading and conflict resolution skills. These sessions, hosted in collaboration with renowned venues such as Devon House and the Montego Bay Convention Center, garnered over 800,000 content views, reflecting the widespread enthusiasm and engagement that the initiative generated. And
Nice.
Ruddy, my G, Joel is here to properly tell us that he achieved the
Objective.
objective
Yes,
of
man.
reading to 500 boys.
Congratulations.
Congrats,
you.
Joel.
Thank
man.
you.
Welcome, Joel.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I like the facts when I left out say when we were also to the uncles them.
Yeah,
so,
you know, we got touch man that there. Yeah, man.
You think, I feel like you handpicked that school for us to be part of the experience because
I
that
did.
was phenomenal.
I did.
Those students were well behaved.
I did.
I was properly impressed.
I did, and it's a great feeling, and let me tell you why. Sometimes I've been volunteering all my life. I was a part of Builders Club, which is a service club at the primary school level and prep school level, and then I went on to Key Club at the high school level. So service has always been a part of me, giving back, whether that is learning to paint a school or do a boat drive or something. Always been a part of me. But sometimes with volunteerism, and that's something that a lot of people struggle with, is finding that one thing that kind of really make you want focus.
Okay.
Because we can't save the world. You
That's the sad
know,
part,
you're never
yeah.
able to save
Yeah.
the world. But what
take
you can
one
do,
task at a time.
take one task at a time. And when I looked at my personal journey with reading, I hated reading. The last time I took up a book was sixth form, which was
Compulsory.
prior to 2022.
Yeah.
And I always tell the story. My friend gave me a book, and I started reading it because it was a special book from her personal collection, and she said, "Yo, Joel, hold this and
Yeah.
at least try." And I did, and then by 3 months time I say, "Yo, this is good because I have something new added to my daily routine, which is now taking up an actual book and skipping through pages and reading." So that's really where the passion came from. Started the project last November. It was only supposed to be 100 boys.
Yeah.
And then when we realized how the boys are so receptive to it and how important it is to have initiatives like these, I said, no man, I have to at least reach 500 and exceeded that.
Congrats, bro. And it's not only in Jamaica, because you have other
Yeah.
territories, Grenada, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines.
Yes.
How did they get involved in the movement?
So because it's now a part of me, the initiative itself, I always try to make an opportunity to connect with students whenever I travel. So
Okay.
earlier this year, I had the opportunity to go to Grenada to speak at a conference
Okay.
about creativity and brand building. And I reached out to somebody and I said, yo, I'm going to be here. Let me connect with some high schoolers to talk about career and marketing and content creation and all that kind of vibe. And they connected with about 60 boys.
Wow.
Went to the school. It was Grenada Secondary Boys School. And then my university classmate, she lives in St. Vincent, and I went there for a week for vacation. And I said, well, Laverne, we feel like more going to talk to some students, so I should organize it as well. So that's how I got
Respect.
into the high schools.
Respect.
And then when I realized as well how the high schoolers they need the guidance, the target for next year that I'm setting will also be looking at high schoolers.
Ah, nice.
The thought that comes to me is that there are stages of development, different levels of reception of the effort you're making, and possibly even more gratification for the effort that you're putting in. Primary minds, high school minds,
Yeah.
how is the impact different?
It's different because one of the alarming statistic is that 115,000, last UNESCO report 2015-2016, 115,000 men in Jamaica cannot read or write. At the PEP level, 30% of them students have been failing because they can't read or write. So before you even reach it to career consideration, if you don't get the basics of even taking up something and being able to read it, you're going to be in issues when you matriculate. And a part of the problem right now that a lot of educators are faced with is that students are matriculating, but they're not necessarily matriculating from a literacy standpoint. So they are grade 7, but they might read at the grade 2 level. So my approach is, okay then, how can I look at a set number and try to leave an impact across the target between boys ages 6 to 19? And I say, all right then, at this age group, they're more impressionable and you want to reignite this love for reading. Most of them, there's a really terrible notion we have about boys and reading, that boys should not, and boy must go to the road, go play and them stuff there. We have to unlearn all of that. We have to make boys love reading again. We have to reignite that love and passion. And at that level, I realized that if we're able to tell them, encourage them, hey, discover new places through books, find careers, find new meaning by reading. By the time they reach high school, them already reach a certain level of understanding that, all right then, at this point now I need to start considering more personal development, professional development. So the high school level, ushering them now into university, it gives you an opportunity to kind of guide them. Some of them may want the sciences because their parents are telling them that, but when you're going to say, yo, you can be a podcaster from your room. It's a different approach and mindset. So it's kind of just separating it, but still keeping it together, because I still think the high schoolers need to also equally reignite that love and passion for reading. So we'll be also giving them books.
Respect. Now, Ready My G, Joel, what a part of the experience that I really loved, and big up the St. Martin de Porres.
Yes.
Primary infant school. It was a fantastic vibe. But an aspect of the experience is the reasoning session and speaking to the young men, the boys, about conflict resolution. So it's a lot more than just reading. Why was it necessary for you to have that, that aspect of the initiative? We know that Jamaica have a really bad rate when it comes down to literacy generally. My mission is not to solve Jamaica's literacy rate, right? I leave that to the honorable ministers and team to do that, and they've been trying assiduously. But we need parents, we need more, we need so much. There's so much more. We need stakeholders, we need proper libraries, we need enough things. So me not try to solve Jamaica literacy rate. What I'm trying to do is reignite a passion for reading, because the boys are not reading. They're not. And you can't build literacy rate without being engaged. So that part of it was important for me, because again, going back to the stats, going back to what the process of reading does, and some of the results that can come from that as well. It's that they say reading maketh a man, and there's another one that says if you want hide nothing from people, put in one book, and we live it out every day. So that part of it was important and necessary, due to the alarming stats, of course, but also because it's a missing puzzle. There sometimes I look at the country from a microscopic standpoint, and I'm like, it's some basic issues we have, If we can fix some basic things,
the big things
will go away. If you can equip communities with proper reading centers and proper literacy coordinators and proper social workers, then you're going to have a healthier society, because people have access, people have an opportunity to learn in a comfortable environment. And I'm not talking about outdated spaces. I'm not talking, that's the reason why I use Devon House and Mobile Center, because one, the classroom them hot already, the boys them in their time hot, and them already feel, based on how our education system is set up and structured, they already feel like you're in one prison. You know what I mean? So it was important for me to take them away from those. When you take people into green spaces, it does something different. When them come, it was the first time some of them come to my house. It was the first time some of them see the Montego Bay Convention Center, brother. And when them come and they're like, wow, them already inspired. So when you do the reading part now, it's like you good. And then the conflict resolution aspect of it now, we're an angry country. We're angry. Somebody bad drive you, and as parents as well will cuss sometimes, and they put them run at the back and them see it and them learn that. We're very angry. So if you can just have some basic conversation like the book that you even read to them, Uncle Sheldon, Peace,
Book of Peace,
the Book of Peace. You realize how that had them thinking when you were using the scenario about the shoes. And it's just magical how the simple things can really make a big difference.
True.
Yeah, and you see, I want to just bring it together, because the listeners are saying the question, well, how does the reasoning come into the reading? And you touched it, you answered it, but the Bridge Nation have to appreciate that when you open up the minds to different worlds, to different ideas, a different perspective, point of view from your own, from what you learn every day, then that makes you more open to understanding your neighbors, your friends, and the people around you.
Yes.
That there are differences, and you can appreciate those differences and not make it a conflict.
Yes.
But definitely just appreciate the differences, the diversity that exists in this life. So that is the big takeaway for me from the reading and reasoning, and that's how it impacts these young lives. Now, so having done 1 year in, the targets, the ambition for the following year, the team, you bring in me and Chelsea on one occasion. How are you looking to recruit more people?
Yes.
More personalities to take on this journey with you?
Well, Uno booked already.
All right.
So
All
Uno booked already. Right, so that's number one.
Yeah.
So we're going to aim now for 1,000, 500 at the primary prep level, 500 at the high school level, and the approach as well is going to be very inclusive. I had an opportunity, and when I tell you it was such a heartwarming opportunity. Them cost me a fancy how me leave them school for last, but we eventually we closed off the project. It was a nice closure. With the Danny Williams School for the Deaf.
Wow.
No. It came full circle for me because I did Caribbean Sign Language when I was at university as an elective. So there are certain things that I remember, like my name, and I know how to spell my name and them stuff there. And Tony Aiken, everybody know Tony.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Tony is just one of the, like, she is so, they're so passionate. They're so just into the whole movement and always willing to see different things happen.
Wow.
And we went to the school and we had a reading and reasoning session there, and while I spoke, Tony was translating, and it was such a great opportunity and moment because, again, a lot of times when projects are happening, this is why I do reading and reasoning throughout the year. I'm not waiting until Read Across Jamaica Day because it's too performative. You come, I'm going to give you 100,000. I'm going to buy some books and give a school. I'm trying to get brands and people to understand that reading is not something where you can just do on one day. You have to do it throughout the year.
Yeah.
So the Danny Williams School for the Deaf was a very good opportunity. They told me that please do not come here last. We need to have you here first. So more than likely we'll kickstart the next year session at the Danny Williams School for the Deaf.
Nice.
And I'm going to also try and see from the disabled community how much more I can get. I also partner with Hope Valley Experimental School as well. That's where I went to.
Wow.
So, and that school also caters for children with disabilities. So we've also been able to do that. So putting the lineup together, definitely recruiting more folks. I have a live link right now encouraging people to sign up and say how they want, because I've been getting a lot of questions, especially on TikTok. People, how can I get my school involved? So a lot of schools now from the high school level are excited because now I'm going to extend it to that.
All right. Reading and reasoning, Bridge Nation. Joe, before you go, you touched on it a while ago in terms of how people can contact you, whether it be you personally through a link or even Amplify Studios. Any contact information you can leave for the Bridge Nation.
Yeah, man, definitely. So Amplify Studios, that's my social impact agency. You can find us on social media at Amplify STU across all platforms. You can also, me pretty accessible, so you can send me a message at Nomdarkham, which is NOMDARKHAM. And you'll go there, find all the information, get details in terms of what's happening, and just drop us a message. Just yesterday I was answering some messages and sending them the link to the Google form to just state your intent. I think I have about 25 people already telling me that they want to contribute in some way, whether that's volunteering to read or making a donation.
Wow.
And I want to big up all the partners that I had as well. I had 8 really good brand partners this year. And next year, I hope to have more. I sent out 2 requests yesterday, and one of them come back positive. Can I try to find a car sponsor? Guess there.
You know, you go. Yeah.
So that's looking positive as
Nice.
well. And just kind of keeping it moving. I started this mission without any big bucketive, and I'm like, I'm going to put it out. Gustavs just came on board and they're like, hey, we'll give you our portal. You go and go raise the money. I raised about 155 grand. Morgan's Creek call me. Joe will have 150 grand. Broken Plate call me, and these are people who are my friends. And they see it online. Broken Plate give me 100 grand.
Nice.
Mobile Center host the thing for free. Devon also host the thing for free. Like it's just a really great community. And I really want, and it's not enough money master brand them final. You know, you are able to impact 100 boys without 250 grand because you give them, each of them get a book. I mean, now I give the boy them the old book. I give them brand new book.
Yes.
And things will make sense. So it's a nice project.
We're proud of you, Joel, and the Bridge Nation definitely proud of you. And Roddy, this I got bother you. Kevin, hear that part here. We can't close out the interview without saying Fortis Cederis,
Cedere non potest. The brave may fall, but
never yield.
Never yield.
Joel, big up, bro.